Hey, what's up, fellas? Yes, it's me. Are you over 40 and thinking whether it's too late to start a career in IT? Think again. The truth is, IT doesn't care about your age, it cares about your skills. And it all starts with understanding what's inside a computer. If you cannot identify the parts, know what they do, and troubleshoot them, you will definitely struggle in IT support, networking, and cybersecurity. In this video, I'm going to show you the major component inside a PC, step by step, in plain language, so that by the end, you will not only know the parts, but also why they matter. Once you see how the RAM, CPU, storage, and motherboard work together, everything else in IT will suddenly start making sense. And don't worry, you don't need to be a tech genius. This is completely learnable. By the end of this video, you'll be confident talking about PC hardware like a pro and ready to move on to the next big step in your IT journey. So are you ready for this? Let's dig. Hey, what's up, guys? So we have the PC open right here, and we're going to go through component by component and tell you what everything is, what every component does, and functionality and whatnot. So let's start off with the main one, which is the motherboard. So let me show you. This is, let me just point it out. The base, basically, if you look at right here, this is your motherboard. As you can see, it's like a square. It covers the whole base. This is where everything is sitting. This is like the main circuit board that connects everything. Everything sitting on it, and everything is basically managed by it. Think of it as a central nervous system of your PC. Every part, the CPU, RAM, storage, everything all plugs into this one board so they can talk to each other, basically. This is the base right here. You can see it's, so yeah, you'll see like memory slots and everything seated on it. But yeah, the base of your system, it's called motherboard. So yeah, everything starts here. You have to have a good base, and then everything else comes on top of it, basically. So yeah, pretty simple. You got to have base before you can move forward. So yeah, that's number one. Let's move on to, um, let's move on to the next part, which is another a main component, and that would be the CPU, Central Processing Unit. Where is it? It's hiding right here. So let me just move this. See how this thing here, and I gotta move one more part. If I move this here, this is your CPU right here. Let me just point it. This part right here. This is the CPU. This is basically a central processing unit, also called the brain of your computer, basically. This is where the real thinking happens, right? Your computer is thinking through this. If you don't have this, nothing will happen. It processes all the instructions from Windows and your applications. So basically, when you're clicking your mouse, all the decisions are being made right here. This is telling the computer what to do. So yeah, all your clicking, this is where. So if you have heard of terms like Intel i5, i7, or back in the day, remember we used to have Intel Pentium? This is it. That's your Pentium right here. It's not Pentium, but yeah, this is, or like AMD Ryzen. So yeah, that's what we're talking about. Your CPU model right here. Take a closer look. It is well covered because this is the brain, right? So they make sure they cover it. This is like, they put this on top, and then this thing right here. Let me just show you. This is basically the cooling fan, which goes on top of it. And it basically keeps the CPU cool, right? Because it's running all day. Sometimes it's running for weeks. So it does get hot. So yeah, they put a cooling fan on top of it to make it to keep it cool, right? This is the fan right here. Look, and so yeah, let's put it on the side. And this is basically the grill. It keeps it safe, so nobody can touch it. I unscrew it just for the video, but yeah, let me take this off. So yeah, this is your CPU, the most important part of your PC. So yep, let's move on to the next part, the RAM. RAM right here. You see the four, one, two, three, four, the four sticks sticking out. This is your RAM basically. RAM stands for Random Access Memory. It's your short-term memory, the space that CPU uses to work on things right now. Like when you open an application, this is where this is in let's say you have open Word, Excel, PowerPoint, things like that. This is where it's opening. This helps to move, right? To open. The more RAM you have, the more application you can run smoothly, basically. Think of it like a desk. The bigger the desk, the more papers you can spread out without things falling off. Yeah. And also, this is very important because when you're troubleshooting desktop or computers in general, the problem is right here: low memory. That's why people complain. Hey, my applications are very slow to open, things like that. And most of the tickets come in, hey, can you upgrade my memory? Now, so that's why you need to know what is it and how to replace it, basically, right? So replacing it's very simple. So right now, most of the desktops come with, let's say, 32 GB of memory, right? So you gotta balance it out. So each is 8 GB. So like each slot is 8 GB. 8 times 4, 32. But now they make even like one slot for 16 GB, right? So that makes it 64. 64 is pretty solid. So I would say minimum is 64 now. So how do you replace it? That's going to be your ticket, right? When you're troubleshooting it. So basically, you see the clips on the side here. You just push it down, and you push the other one down as well, and it basically comes out. There it is. That's simple as that. And if you read it, the 16 GB right there, right? So this system is already 64. But yeah, so let's say let's say if you're helping somebody and theirs says 8 GB, so you will buy the new ones like this one, and then you will just bring it and just replace it like this, right? You put it down and you clip it back on. That's it. You hear the clip, you hear the click sound, make sure it sits well, and that's it. That's how you replace the memory. Simple, but very important. Usually hardware, when you get a hardware request, this is number one. Hey, upgrade my memory. So yep, that's about memory. Let's talk about storage, SSD, right? So I pulled it out just so I can show you right here. This is Samsung solid. SSD stands for solid state drive. So what is it? So what is SSD? This is where your operating system, programs, and files actually live. This is your hard drive. This is your storage. Today, most modern computers use SSD. They're fast. They're very fast. You can see how slim it is. They used to be really thick, but now they're slim. They're fast. They're silent and much more reliable than the old spinning hard drives, if you might remember. But yeah, this is where they usually come in 500 GBs or 1 TB, which is terabyte, 1 terabyte. Nowadays, 1 terabyte is like standard. A lot of desktop laptops come with at least 1 terabyte, but this is your 500 GB. And for your home use, 500 GB is okay, unless you're saving a lot of videos, your pictures and things like that. Then it fills up quick. Now I want to show you another like more advanced hard drive, which is basically right here. It's also soldered to the motherboard. That's also another form of hard drive. It's called NVMe. It is this is basically 5 to 10 times faster than your regular SSD. This guy right here. It's slim. It looks like a memory stick, but it is a hard drive. NVMe. It is because they talk to CPU directly through PCI lanes instead of the slower SATA connections. So this thing, it's super fast. A lot of new PCs, laptops already come with this, but a lot of desktops even come with this now. And this thing is just super, super fast. So a lot of people prefer this over this now. But obviously, this is a little bit more expensive. But so when you press the power button and Windows boots up in seconds, that's usually thanks to an NVMe drive. This makes your boot really fast, computer really fast. It moves everything fast. So yeah. So when you're building or troubleshooting PCs in IT support, it's good to know which type the system uses, because that can affect performance and even how you clone or reinstall Windows. So 2 types. This one here, right here, NVMe, and solid state SSD. So yeah, that's about hard drive. Let's move on to the next one, which is basically your power supply. Let me put it down here. This is right here. See the big block here, which says Dell on it? This block right here, this is your power supply. This is basically giving power to your computer, right? And on this side right here, I'll show you in a second, that's where you plug in the power. But yeah, this is your power supply. It's pretty big. It's pretty heavy too. It takes the AC power from your wall outlet and converts it into DC power that your PC components can safely use. So yeah, when you're ordering a system, make sure you don't buy a cheap one. Make sure your power supply is good quality. A bad power supply can fry your computer. Simple as that. So make sure this guy is good quality. If you buy a Dell system, they come with good quality anyways. So yeah, that's your power supply. This is where you will plug in the power. So that's power supply. So let's quickly talk about all the slots in the back. Remember the power supply I talked about? See this is where you plug in the power right here. And then this port right here is your Ethernet port. This is where you connect your RJ45 like Ethernet cable if you're connecting it through hardwire. And then it has USB-C ports available right here. This is for your mouse and keyboard, the old style. Remember back in the day, we don't use them anymore because everything is USB now or wireless. Right here at the bottom, these two are your display ports. This is where you will plug in your monitors. This is where you plug in. So this, some desks, some people request 2 monitors. When you set up a system for a user, he or she might say, hey, I need 2 monitors because I'm going to be comparing things. A lot of finance folks request, engineers request 2 because they're comparing things. So they need 2. So you will set up 2 monitors on the desk, and this is where you will plug in right here. So yep, that's serial port right here, old style. Back in the day, we used to plug things in like old printers. So I would this is a good example actually. This and these two right here, not in use anymore. They're basically obsolete. So don't even worry about them. You'll probably don't face them ever. But this is a good example. If you do, just in case, just remember, and even the picture says right here, low keyboard monitor. So yeah, this is pretty simple. This desktop is a perfect example. It's a good learning example right here. It has everything. So yes, hopefully this was helpful. And yes, I will see you. Take care. Bye bye. Hey, what's up, guys? So I wanted to discuss some of the common issues that you will face as an IT support or help desk administrator, and yeah, quickly discuss top 5 issues that you will get complaints about from users. So let's go through them really quick. Problem number 1 or ticket number 1 that you will receive commonly is power and boot issues on their desktop. Why it's common? Users often panic when a PC won't turn on. It could be power, a motherboard, or a simple cable issue, basically. Um, Typical symptoms would be PC will not start at all, or random restarts, or beeping sounds, or no display on boot. And so basically, how do you fix it? You can see the fixes right here. You can check power cords. Number 1, make sure everything is plugged in. Test outlets, the wall outlets that you're plugging in. Make sure it has power. You know, you can reseat the RAM. The memory sticks we saw, just pull it out and put it back in. That's another way to fix it. Issue number 2 that you will see often, which is display and graphics problems. What happens is why it's common. Like many black screen tickets turn out to be a monitor or cable problems, basically, and not the PC itself per se. Typical symptoms will be the monitor says no signal message, or flickering screen. Basically, it's shaky, right? Or it will say external monitor not detected, something like that, something of that sort. How do you fix it? The fix is right here. You can verify the cables, the video cables, test monitor, update drivers. They're talking about video drivers here. Adjust display settings, or replace the cable, the HDMI cable or display port cables. Display them. Sometimes they're faulty, they're bad. Just get rid of them, put a new one, and that should resolve the issue. If you run, if you run the Windows updates, complete Windows updates, that should take care of your driver's issues as well. So yeah, that's why running Windows updates is very important. Issue number 3, storage drive, SSD or NVMe failure. So basically hard drive failure we're talking about here. Why it's common? Your hard drive basically wears out, basically, just it dies, right? Dead. Especially the older versions. And user will report like my system is slow, my PC is slow, or Windows will not boot up, it will not load. Typical symptoms will be system freezing, or booting up very slow, driver missing from File Explorer, or you will get something, or you will get an error or something like operating system not found. Something like that, some sort. So what you do is check BIOS for driver detection. For drive detection, make sure the BIOS has the drive listed, hard drive listed, right? BIOS is basically detecting it. You can run disk health. You can reseat connections, like hard drive connection. You can take the cables out and then put it back in. Sometimes it's loose connection on the hard drive, or simply replace faulty drive. Most common one is basically you will end up replacing the faulty drive. This is mostly the common resolution, or this is the more common solution basically. Um, or this is like the extreme measure, but sometimes you have to do it. Reinstall Windows. That should be your last resort, but it does happen. So yeah, that's very common. Another one would be RAM issues, memory sticks. Remember, we pulled one out and put it back in. Yes, those can go bad. Um, Typical issues you will see with RAM. Um, RAM causes like random frustrating crashes or blue screens. Typical symptoms would be like application crashing or blue screen of death, BSOD. Random freezes, your computer randomly freezing, or system will not boot up. If it's a Dell system, you can run Dell diagnostics and it will detect it. So that's one way to do it. Um, so how do you fix it? So fix it, reseat the RAM. The RAM stick, pull it out, put it back in. Try that. Or you can pull all of them out and test one stick at a time. That's another solution. Um, like this right here, Windows Memory Diagnostics. You can run that as well. Um, or last but not least, you may have to just replace the faulty RAM module, the RAM stick. A majority of the time, it's the RAM stick just gone bad. Just goes bad. The memory is dime a dozen, very cheap. Go on Amazon or whatnot and just buy some and replace it. It's not very expensive. So most of the time, that is the solution. And last but not least, system overheating um, and cooling problems. So why it's common? Sometimes dust builds up or it blocks airflows into your system. Some, you can quickly look on your personal PC and you'll see how much dust is it's collecting, especially in office PCs or older laptops. Dust is the major cause of problem. Typical symptoms would be system suddenly shuts down, or the fan always running loud, the fan making a loud noise, or computer when you touch it, it feels like it's hot or sluggish, right? So how do you fix it? Clean the dust. There are dusters available on Amazon. Just it's like a spray. You just dust it out. You can check the fan, the fan we've pulled out, and you will basically spray the dust, spray and dust it out, like clean the dust from the fan. Um, Replace thermal paste, um, or improve ventilation. That's when you clean the dust, it will improve itself, right? So that's very common. So yeah, those are the five common issues you will most likely see as far as like the PC hardware is concerned. Obviously, there's like millions of issues out there, but as far as like the hardware, core hardware issues, those are the five main ones you will see as far as like the hardware, computer hardware is concerned. So I just want to bring it to you so you're aware, especially when we're training hands-on. So I think you should know this. Thank you. So there you have it, guys. Now you know exactly what's inside a PC, the parts you'll be troubleshooting, replacing, or upgrading in your IT career. For anyone over 40, this is where everything starts. Once you understand hardware, everything in IT makes more sense. Guys, whether you move into networking, cybersecurity, or cloud, it all builds on this foundation. And remember, this is not rocket science. You don't need to be a tech genius. You just need curiosity and consistency. I've seen people in their 40s switching careers career. And it all started right here. So if they can do it, so can you. In our next video, we'll move from hardware to networking fundamentals for IT beginners. That's where you will learn how computers actually connect and communicate, which is basically the backbone of every IT job. So that's it, folks. So make sure you subscribe to this channel, drop me a like if this content helped you today, and comment below. I'll make sure to reply. Until next time, take care of yourself and others, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care. Bye-bye.